Space. A dangerous place where our squishy human bodies wouldn't survive without a spacesuit. But what if a person took off their helmet in outer space? What would happen? Today on Toon Science, we're looking at two space-themed clips from The Simpsons. I'm giving Itchy and Scratchy a free pass today. Being a cartoon within a cartoon is way too meta, it hurts my brain. But let's put that first clip under the microscope. Would your head actually blow up and pop if you took your helmet off in outer space? Well, space is a vacuum, which means there's little to no air pressure. Inside our bodies, on the other hand, the pressure is much, much greater. That means that the air inside our bodies is pushing out harder than the outside is pushing in. This causes an object to expand because of the imbalance of force. And you can see this exact effect if you put a balloon into a vacuum chamber. But unlike a balloon, our skin and our blood vessels are actually really good at holding their shape despite this pressure change. So unless you had blocked eustachian tubes, those tubes in your ear that help equalize pressure, your head wouldn't explode or pop. If you weren't careful, something else might. If you took off your helmet, you would have to be really careful to not hold your breath. That seems counterintuitive because there's no air to breathe in space. But if you hold your breath, your lungs might expand and explode. It's the same reason why scuba divers don't hold their breath when they're ascending from the depths to the surface. So Homer and Bart breathing out as they leave the spaceship is actually a really good idea. If your head wouldn't explode, is there any more risk to taking off your helmet in outer space? Definitely. Have you ever been out in summer without sun protection like sunscreen or a shirt? You can get a pretty nasty sunburn. But on Earth, we have a lot of added protection from the atmosphere, which blocks a lot of the sun's harmful rays, which is what causes a sunburn. If Homer and Bart ejected that close to the sun, without sun protection, without the Earth's atmosphere, their skin would start to cook instantaneously. Another idea floating around is that the blood inside our body would boil. This comes from the fact that the boiling point of liquids decreases as the air pressure decreases. For example, at the top of Mount Everest, where the air pressure is about a third of what it is at sea level, water starts to boil at 68 degrees Celsius, not 100 degrees. In fact, a test subject at a NASA facility in 1965 who was accidentally exposed to a vacuum experienced the saliva on their tongue boiling. Unlike saliva though, which is on the surface of our tongue, your blood probably wouldn't boil because it's protected by our skin and our blood vessels. What you would need to worry about, just like a scuba diver, is a serious case of the bends. That's where dissolved gases in our blood come out and form bubbles. That's because of the reduced pressure, and you can see this exact effect if you open a bottle of soft drink. Some of you might also be thinking that Homer and Bart should have frozen instantaneously the moment they went into space without a suit or a helmet. The thing is, they'd be more likely to cook than freeze given that they're so close to the sun. It would be extremely hot. So without a helmet in outer space, your head wouldn't pop and explode, but you might get a serious case of the bends, the saliva on your tongue might start to boil, and you get a pretty nasty sunburn. After about 15 to 20 seconds, your blood would run out of oxygen and you would probably lose consciousness. And if you didn't get help in the next couple of minutes, things probably wouldn't be looking so good. So if you're planning on doing a spacewalk anytime soon, please keep your helmet on. So what rating does this clip get? Well, I'm giving it 2 thumbs up out of 10 for accuracy. Your head definitely wouldn't expand and explode, and Homer and Bart had a distinct lack of a sunburn without a helmet in outer space. However, the one redeemable thing that they do is they do breathe out as they leave the ship, which is what you should do if you somehow lost your helmet, because that stops your lungs from expanding and exploding, just like a deep sea diver. Do you agree with this rating? Do you have any other clips that you'd like to see us dissect on Toon Science? Let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you next time.